So my first day of kindergarten, I was 5 years old. I was just getting ready to turn 6. So I was one of the older kids in the my class in my grade. Excuse me. So sorry. And so my birthday is in October, and of course you start school in August. So I was almost 6 years old when I started kindergarten. And I was so scared. I was scared to death. I didn't know what it was. Blonde hair, blonde mentality. And I thought I had done something wrong, I thought I was in trouble for something. I had been a bad girl. But it was just time to go to school. Time to go to school. I gotta go to school. Oh. Gotta go to school. Gotta go to school. Gotta go to school. I gotta go to school. I gotta go to school. I gotta go. But I don't care if you subscribe or not. Please, you subscribe. You just sign up for a free notification. Doesn't mean you actually watch me. God. But so I was in this, and I'm an only child. My parents had me a little background here. My parents had me really late. Not really late, but my mother was 40. My father was 42. Just about ready to turn 43. So my parents were in their 40s when they had me. They had been married. They had been married for 19 years before I came along. It was an accident. Kind of like that sneeze. Whoops! There it is. Shoot. But yeah. And so my parents had me late in life. So I was raised how kind of like grandparents age, for my parents. So late in life, and I grew up very sheltered and just out in the country, and just not very worldly. So I went to school, and all these kids, coming from different backgrounds and stuff like that, and different kinds of home lives, it really scared me. And I cried. I cried every single day until I was in the 3rd grade. My mother had to come to school with me until I was in the 3rd grade because I was terrified. I thought I was in punishment for something. I couldn't even learn the right way. So, and I remember my mother leaving me, and you have to. She left me the first day until she figured out that I was going to cry perpetually, so she came back. But I was coloring the number 5 because that's how old I was, and I remember telling myself in my mind, if I can just stare at the number 5 and ignore all the kids, I'm okay. Just keep coloring. Color in between the lines. You're okay. I remember pep talking myself like that, and I was terrified of the children. I have to have my alone time. I love being around people now, but even now I have to have my space from people, or I get really cranky and just lash out people. So you have to stay away from me for a certain amount of time. I'm sorry, future husband. And so yeah. My father, no wait, it was my mother. She wanted to send me to a private Christian school, and thank God they didn't do that. Thank God. Oh. But we didn't really have enough money. Just being honest, we really didn't have the extra money to send me to a private Christian school. And my father was more, he was just more stuck on sending me to a public school because he said she needs to be socialized. She needs to know what the real world is like, going through elementary, middle, and high school. She needs to understand how people function in the real world, and you can private Christian school, it's, careful how I say this, but it just seems like you're in your own little bubble, and then when you go out into the world, whether you're working or you go to university or something like that, it's like a slap in the face because you have lived all this, you only know a private Christian school, and oh my God, I'm sitting next to someone that is a Satanist, or I'm sitting next to someone that's agnostic or anything like that, and it really, it's, if you if that's all you know, I mean, it can really scare you, because you think that's what everyone else is supposed to be or is. So it's better to send, I think it's better, yeah, the education is better in private Christian schools, absolutely. You don't have to fend for your life at lunchtime. But public schools are more world-based, and you can just, it's just better. It's better for the child's, I guess, social skills, I think. But my father wanted to do that, and of course, Mom was like, okay, whatever, I give in. Send her to school and looks like a lamb to slaughter. And it was horrible. I was scared of everything. I cried every day. I even had anxiety attacks when I was in high school, and I had to have my mother come pick me up. Like, it was just really bad, because my home life was so different and quiet and sheltered and just so Mary Poppins at that time. And then I would go to school 5 days a week and be thrown in with like a wolf pack. Kids that would come from very poor homes, or kids that were just mean and cruel and would, just, walk down the hallway and bash your head into the lockers just because I thought it was funny. And I couldn't understand that, because there's a reason for everything. And why are you making out and feeling up on someone in the hallway, and then 2 foot across the hallway someone's getting their nose broken, and then I'm just trying to get to algebra, so it was just really, I guess, shocking when I first went to school and stuff like that. I was just afraid of school. So yeah, but my first day of kindergarten, I'll never forget it. I was coloring the number 5, and I felt like if I concentrated hard enough, then I would disappear into the number 5, and I would get to go back home with my mother. So pathetic. So yeah, sweet little story. Yeah.